Thank you, Chairman, sir.
Sri Ayodhya Rami Reddy Alla.
Thank you, Chairman, sir, for giving me the opportunity to present my views on the statutory resolution seeking to extend the Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Amendment Act 2024 to the state of Manipur. Sir, at the outset, I would like to highlight the significance and timely intent of this reform. There are positive achievements and the purpose of this amendment. Modernization and uniformity of water governance is one of the most important. This amendment updates the nearly 50-year-old Water Act of 1974 by aligning state frameworks with modern environmental standards. Uniform norms for consent, exemptions, and enforcement promote consistency across states, particularly important for shared river basins. By shifting minor violations from criminal courts to adjudicating officers, the law promises speedy disposal of cases. This reduces pendency and ensures that environmental penalties are timely and effective. Decriminalizing petty and technical violations reduces harassment for genuine enterprises. Yet the graded penalty structure going up to 15 lakh rupees ensures that accountability is not compromised. Sir, there are some key recommendations I would like to bring into to this Act. Sir, even after the 2024 Amendment focuses predominantly, this Act predominantly focuses on surface water pollution only. Groundwater protection is a glaring omission. More than 50% of Indians still are dependent on groundwater. This need to be brought in. The institutional framework governing groundwater remains fragmented and ineffective. The Central Groundwater Board lacks statutory authority, and its responsibility for groundwater regulation is undermined by the argument that water is a state subject. Only 19 out of 33 states have enacted groundwater legislation, and in 4 of these states, implementation is partial. The current quality monitoring infrastructure is grossly inadequate. I also propose few changes to this, sir. The Act must amend to include explicit groundwater protection provisions, ideally as a separate chapter dedicated to aquifer management and groundwater quality standards. This should include mandatory groundwater quality monitoring with annual public reporting requirements similar to surface water monitoring obligations. The CGWB must be granted statutory regulatory authority with clear enforcement powers, moving beyond its current advisory role. Also, the Water Act framework, both in its original 1974 version and 24 version amendment, is fundamentally designed to address point source pollution from identifiable industrial and municipal discharges only. Diffuse or non-point source pollution arising from agriculture runoff, urban stormwater, construction sites, and land use activities receives minimal attention despite contributing to more than 30–40% of pollution. The required changes: the Act must be expanded to include comprehensive provisions for diffuse pollution control, incorporating the best management practices for agriculture, mandatory buffer zones along water bodies, and restrictions on agricultural chemical use in sensitive watersheds. Specific standards should be established for agriculture runoff with enforceable limits on nutrient and pesticide concentration in the basins. Sir, especially I want to bring to your kind notice 3 important things. One is the industrial pollution. Sir, we have major industrial estates in this country. I am sorry to say most of these industrial estates lacks effluent treatment. This is ultimately going and joining our rivers. We really we have to declare war on these things. Every industrial estate in this country must have a central treatment plant, and it should be connected with the real-time data. State government, central government, NGOs, under the user, public, everybody should be brought in on the same platform. Sir, second one is the local municipalities and panchayatis and the major cities. Sir, I must tell you, you also know, sir, rivers are so sacred for us. We pray them. They are our Ma. Ganga Ma, Krishna Ma. I tell you, we are contaminating those things. Every municipality, we must insist, whether it is state or panchayat, wherever it is there, central government must take a serious action on this. Otherwise, we are going to certainly lose out. Third one, sir, the fecal sludges. Because after Swachh Bharat that has come into effect, fecal sludge, septic tanks have really come, and the fecal sludge is coming big time, and it is being taken and put into the rivers. Actually, this we have to take it very, very seriously, sir. And also, for large industries and individual industries, fixed penalties may become a cost of business penalties. They must be linked to scale of ecological harm, especially when contamination affects rivers and drinking water. Also, we must include local communities to ensure water governance is properly in place. Finally, sir, we have to introduce environment damage linked penalties. Penalties must increase in proportion to the environmental harm caused by violators, whether it is municipalities or industries. Establish a national water complaints dashboard. A real-time data on pollution, penalties, consent and exemption should be made public. We also must ensure mandatory water quality audits in high-risk districts, sir. This should be conducted annual public water quality audits in districts identified in contamination hotspots. With these things, sir, I support this resolution. Thank you, sir.
Srimati